Beautiful sweet baby. So today we're going to be talking about Deitrick Haddon's confusion towards the gospel song of the year. So if you guys are unaware, at the BET Awards, Glorilla actually got her first BET Award, and her first BET Award was actually, the gospel song of the year that she had done with Kirk Franklin. I think everyone's initial reaction was very shocked because we expected Glow to have been gotten an award for so many other categories, but instead BET decided to do the Gospel Award. And, we definitely gonna get on BET in my thoughts, but, one person that decided to make their presence known about this confusion was Deitrick Haddon, who is a gospel singer. Like, he's been doing this since he was, a young man, and he's now in his 50s. So he decided to, speak in regards to this and, let everybody know that, this is confusing because we need a whole reset if we got people like Glorilla winning for the gospel song of the year. So go ahead and take a look at Deitrick Haddon and what he had to say in regards to this.
It's hard for us to watch the Dr. Bobby Jones Gospel Award being given to somebody that's not in our space, right? No disrespect to the artist, but that's not the space she's in. And so it makes it discouraging, disappointing, and it takes the wind out of all of it. The gospel music industry needs an overhaul, period. After last night's show, it's an indicator that we just need a complete reset. Like what are we doing?
All right, you guys heard his response, and I'm certain a lot of people actually felt the exact same way, including Glorilla herself, because it did kind of seem like Glorilla was a little bit shocked that she even won for a gospel song. It kind of seemed like, just in that moment she tried to just play with it and roll with the punches, but her reaction was definitely indifferent. So let's go ahead and take a look at Glorilla's reaction to this whole entire news when she won the BET Award.
This is my first BET Award, even though I've been here 3 years to get nominated 6 times last time. It's a blessing to get the Gospel Award first because I owe it all to God. Shout out to BET too, I love BET too. Shout out to Kirk Franklin. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of scared to ask him for a feature on this song because y'all know how I be rapping. But I was like, oh my God, when he said yes, I was so excited. I had this song in the box for so long. Shout out to Maverick City, Kiara Shirt. Don't mind my accent, don't laugh at me.
So here's my thoughts. I'm just gonna first say this. Congratulations to Glorilla for winning her award. Regardless of what the award is, a win is a win. And, I feel like she is deserving of the win. She definitely deserved to walk away with a BET Award at the BET Awards. I feel like, it should have been a multitude of different awards that she walked away with. But that's when BET, they fumbled the bag. Now, let me get on BET itself. BET, I feel like they try to do so many things these days for a reaction from people just so they can go viral and they can stay viral for many, many days upon end. Because, like I said in my previous video with the Carrie Hilson situation, viral equals views, and views equals money, and views equals exposure and people to talk about things for, a plethora amount of times and days. Like, we're coming up on, almost a full week that it's been since the BET Awards been out, and we're still talking about BET stuff. So this is actually just going to increase their sponsors for the next year from when they do the BET Awards. So I honestly and truly feel like when it comes down to it, they're just giving out awards to people that they knew didn't deserve it because they wanted to get people talking, because they know good and well they could have given Glorilla a best rap song of the year, or best female artist of the year, because Glorilla had a very big year. And when I mean very big, I mean her year was huge. She did amazing for the past couple years. Like, she's been holding it down for the past few summers, and really nobody's been able to really compete with her when it comes in that regards, because she's been just holding it down just that much. And I feel like for BET to, have her come to this award show for 3 years straight and not give her flowers, that's a fumble on them. Because This is the reason why artists leave the BET Awards and they stop supporting this show and they go to where they are accepted and they go to where there's more notoriety and more of a bigger deal, and they stop supporting this platform because what are you really doing for these artists? Are you really actually putting them and making them recognized for platforms that, they should be recognized for? Like I said, she should have won rap artist or, best female artist, something of that nature, because of how huge she's, been representing for the female artists as of late. But she may not get that recognition here, and she might be on a way huger platform with a bigger, huger audience where she can, broaden her horizon and at least get some notoriety there and get some features with people where she built her audience with a different platform, such as like, MTV or something like that. And this is why artists skip out on the BT Awards and go to other platforms where the quote unquote culture isn't represented. And that's a fumble on BET end, because stop trying to go for clicks and views and go for what's right and go for your people. You know what I'm saying? But that's that on BET. Now, let me move over to Deitrick Haddon. I understand where he's coming from as well. And I 100% think that he should definitely speak out when it comes down to something that he feels is not right. And to be honest, he told no lies. Like, I definitely do think that there should be a reset with the gospel community as well. Because as of late, the gospel people have not really been representing like gospel people should be representing. We had the whole situation with Marvin Sapp where he's yelling and screaming for people to close the door so, he could get some money out of everybody. And I just kind of feel like the representation of gospel as a whole has not been really great lately. Like, we've had people like Kirk Franklin, like, who we've heard openly cussing. We've had Marvin Sapp begging people for money. We've had people like Bishop Eddie Long, who now is deceased, but who we've heard come out with, all sorts and types of allegations. We've even seen all of these pastors for embezzlement. We've seen the Bishop Whitelong or Bishop Whitehead. I forgot what that man is, but he pops up in full blown Louis Vuitton suits, and it's because he's embezzling
Allegedly.
money and everything. So I just feel like gospel as a whole has kind of drifted into the rap scene because they're going to jail and going to prison for the same crimes that these rappers are going to jail and prison for. So yeah, there for sure has to be a reset, because back when, I was a child, gospel and pastors and bishops and all of that, they were well respected. Now you've got people like Bishop T.D. Jakes being included in the Diddy case.
Allegedly.
And we've got all sorts and types of creepy videos of TD Jakes popping out of him looking like a creep. So I just think that gospel as a whole does need to reset. But that's not on, the people that are giving out the awards. That's on the people that are begging for the awards. And that's on the people that are trying to be in these spaces and getting recognized for these things. You can't be sitting out here, being a part of a genre where it's all about God and Christ and everything holy and sanctified, and for you to be a part of preaching the word, but you're out here doing just as much criminal and crime activity as the people in the rap genres. Like, we expect for a rapper to be, kind of involved in a little bit of gang, but we never would have expected it for somebody that's teaching us the word to be a part of gang activity either. But all in all, I do agree with Deitrick Haddon. There does need to be some form of a reset with gospel. Like, the gospel industry as a whole, the gospel narrative as a whole. Like, we need new preachers, we need new pastors, we need new bishops, we need, people that are well respected. There needs to be a complete image reset when it comes to gospel and when it comes to the church and when it comes to representations of God. There needs to be a whole entire reset. I 100% agree with that. But that's my opinion. What's yours?